Hi Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading for the week of November 1 through November 7. So, what I have here for you today is I have your current situation, I have your biggest challenge, your biggest advice, and your biggest abundance that's upcoming. Okay, so what I basically do is to save time on my readings because I tend to talk a lot. So, in order to keep the readings as short as possible, I shuffle off camera. I shuffle it for a long time, yeah, and then I ask for these various categories. I ask for a reading for you for the week of November 1 through 7, and then I ask for a current situation, a challenge, an advice, and the abundance, and whatever cards fall out of the deck or jump out of the deck as I'm asking these questions are the cards that get attached to that category. So I'm sorry if you can really hear the kids playing downstairs. It's Diwali, so I'm also like schools have been off for a while due to the pandemic. So I guess they're just having some fun. Um, so let's get started with your current situation. Okay. Um, I think temperance is a really good card to come up as a current situation, right? Because, okay, yeah. Also, why I ask for the current situation is so if the current situation resonates with where you're at right now in life, then there's a very high chance that the rest of the reading is going to resonate with you. Okay. And in case the current situation doesn't resonate with you at this point, it's probably maybe your timeline is different right now, so maybe it'll resonate with you at another time. Maybe what I have here for your current situation could be something you've lived in the past, or maybe this reading is just all together for someone else, and I would really love it if you could stop by next week again, because I'm going to do these weekly. So what I have for you right now for your current situation is temperance. It's a great card to have. It speaks of balance. It speaks of moderation. Okay, the angel has their 1 foot on earth, so and 1 foot in water. So there's a balance of earthly pleasures as well as being in touch with your intuition, being in touch with your emotion. There's a good give and take, yeah, a balanced give and take. It seems like the water is sort of pouring, like logically it would make sense that gravity will be a part of the act of pouring, but because of the way this angel is holding these cups, it sort of seems like the water is traveling up against gravity from the cup at the bottom to the cup at the top. So there's a magic to it, right? There's a sense of groundedness to the angel. There's a sense of a meditative state almost, yeah. So it's a really, really good place to be in right now. There's a sun in the back. There's like nature. Like all elements are present in this card. So I'm very glad that you're in this state right now. And moving on to your biggest challenge is right now. What it seems like is um, in spite of all the balance between your emotions and the earthly pleasures and physical aspects like money, property, health, finances, yeah, it almost seems like you're more in touch with your divine masculine side than your divine feminine side. And when I say masculine and feminine, I don't mean man and woman in the conventional context of how we see it as humans, more in the sense of we all live on a spectrum. Okay, so there's masculine on one side and feminine on one side, and then there's everything in between, right? So an imbalanced masculine is aggressive, is again, when I say masculine, I don't necessarily mean man. Okay, as a woman, even like I identify as a woman, so I need my divine masculine balanced as much as any other person. And an imbalanced divine masculine can affect me as poorly and in the same way as it can affect someone who identifies as a man. Okay, so I'm not talking about the duality of being a man or a woman. I'm talking about the spectrum of masculine and feminine and everything in between. I hope I'm explaining this well enough for the purpose of this reading. So the I feel like the masculine is, and the thing about this spectrum is that anytime one is imbalanced, the other one automatically goes into imbalance, right? So if your feminine is imbalanced, then that means that your masculine is overbearing. If your masculine is underwhelming, then that means that your feminine has taken over far too much, and there's maybe a sense of disempowerment. So for you, I feel like right now you're not wonderfully in touch with your divine feminine, which would really help you with a few things that I'll speak about as this reading progresses. So yeah, basically your biggest challenge right now is your yin. Yeah, almost like going within, consulting yourself, making sure that you're in touch with yourself, and your intuition or your inner self has as much say in the process as your divine masculine does. Okay, so maybe your sensuality is affected, maybe it's a little boring in that department right now, or there's a lack of compassion, and it doesn't have to necessarily mean for other people, it can also affect you. So there could be a lack of compassion for yourself. Yeah, if you're being too aggressive, if you're being too angry, we we essentially treat others or see others as we see ourselves or treat ourselves, right? So sometimes it's a good mirror to look into. In If we are being mean to other people, if we are treating other people poorly, then I think, um, instead of excusing it with or justifying our behavior by pointing out other people's flaws, I think it's necessary to take a step back and sort of get a sense of what we think about ourselves right now. How is it that we are treating ourselves right now? Are we also being unkind to ourselves? Are we also lacking compassion towards ourselves? Yeah. And I think that introspection would really serve you right now. Moving on to your biggest advice, it's the tower reversed. Okay, so I feel like the challenge and advice are sort of going hand in hand, in the sense that Tower Reversed speaks about uh, resisting change. Okay, so the Tower Reversed isn't a great card to come about usually, depending on the spread. But I think right now this is really good advice for you, because I feel like if your divine masculine is in and is in is imbalanced, in the sense that it's being overwhelming right now, it's taking over the your divine feminine's opinions as well, or it's taking away your divine feminine's power, and you're not somewhere on the spectrum right now, you're leaning all the way on the other side of the spectrum where only your divine masculine is active. So there's a sense of toxic masculinity here. Then there's a high chance that you're probably going to keep acting on things without thinking. Yeah, there's going to be mindless actions upon actions upon actions, and then you're probably going to be really blunt, you're probably going to end up offending some people. And I feel like the tower reversed right now here uh, is here, like, the card is here for a reason, and it's reversed for a reason. And I think the reason is that until you get your divine masculine and divine feminine in balance, the card is asking you to resist acting upon your instincts when it comes to changing something. Okay. Uh, so I feel like there's that. Yeah. That's the advice. The tower reversed also talks to us about um, confronting what is unresolved. Yeah. But I feel like with your biggest challenge and with your biggest advice clubbed, uh, I don't think it means confronting it physically in order to begin changing what needs changing. But I feel like what this spread is asking of you is to go within, to confront your shadow side, to confront what you think is too dark to face right now, and then go within and mull over it, let it affect you, even if it's affecting you, uh, even if its effect on you means suffering, means sort of facing your demons that you don't necessarily, it's not going to be comfortable, but it's going to be necessary, is the feel I have. Okay. um, so there's that. And then for your biggest abundance, I have really good cards here. The Devil reversed and the Hierophant reversed. So it speaks together, they speak about non-conformity. They speak about freedom, detachment, independence, detachment from toxicity, detachment from toxic patterns, negative patterns, new perspectives, finding new. And see, with the divine masculine and divine feminine being such a huge conversation, and the duality of being a man and being a woman, and what that means in the conventional sense, and in the world that we exist in right now, obviously there is some sort of toxicity attached to it, right? Because as soon as society sets up a set of rules about what a woman should be like, what a man should be like, and we conform to those rules, then we are sort of underserving other parts of ourselves, because we are trying to conform to someone else's perspective of who I should be, instead of letting my own self, my inner self, dictate who I want to be. So I feel like the Hierophant reversed is a wonderful card to come about, because it speaks about non-conformity. It speaks about um, breaking convention. The Devil reverse talks about gaining new perspectives, very, very necessary new perspectives, which is probably going to serve you in breaking this convention. Yeah. So I feel like that is what I have for you for your reading right now. I'm just really grateful for the abundance that has come about for you, because it's such an empowering space to be in, to understand, to first of all gain new perspectives on things that previously made you feel powerless. Yeah. um, like for instance, only a couple years ago, um, I had just gotten out of a very toxic relationship, right? And toxic in the sense that it really took away my power. My partner's family made me feel like, they used to talk about how I'm ugly, how I'm fat, and I didn't feel any of those things until I knew that there were people discussing that about me. So it really took away my confidence, and I didn't even plan on it. Like, the things I was saying out loud were very empowering words, but I didn't feel empowered on the inside, right? So when I got out of that relationship, I was angry for a while. I was angry at my partner for not standing up for myself enough, for me enough. I was angry at their family for thinking the way they thought. Yeah. So for a while after that, I was constantly imagining how I would be walking down the street, and they would be walking down the other way with their family, and then I would be hot, and I would have a conventionally hot feminine body, and everyone would be shocked about my transformation, and they would just feel regret and shame about the way they treated me. And I thought those things, and I imagined those circumstances for a while, until one day I had a devil reversed moment, and the new perspective I had gained was almost like, the freedom was that um, those circumstances didn't imagining those circumstances didn't satisfy me anymore. What satisfied me was to know that I feel so confident in my own skin at this point, that if I walk past them on the street at this point in my life, I have the ability to be kind to them, because I understand that they're just people trying to survive just like anyone else, one. And two, understanding that I don't care about their perspectives or their approval anymore. My confidence, my self esteem, my wants, my needs aren't reliant aren't relying on what they think of me anymore. So they don't have the power I was giving them. Even when I was imagining circumstances where they were going to approve of me, it was still power I was voluntarily handing to them. Even when I was internally affected by what they thought of me, it was power I had handed to them. Yeah, power that they could affect me, power that they could approve of me, power that they could disapprove of me, and it would make an impact. Yeah, so I think that new perspective sort of changed the game for me, where I wasn't trying to please them anymore, where I wasn't trying to give them what they essentially wanted in the first place, in order to make them feel like this is what you could have had and you don't have it right now, because that's pointless, right? Why would I want my abundance at the cost of someone else's lack of it? So that perspective really shifted the way I thought about myself, the way I felt about myself, and the way I felt about them, and the and people who disapprove of me in general. Obviously it's not a linear path, right? It's a spiral. So I, every once in a while in my vulnerable moments, there will be frustrations that come up with it, but I feel like as soon as this perspective, I opened my eyes, my the perspective I just spoke of opened my eyes. There was more groundedness in the way I carried myself through the world. And I feel like that is your abundance right now, and what a privilege to have. Yeah. Okay, so that's the reading I have for you. And then I'm going to pull out an angel card, an oracle card for you. And let's see what comes up. That really jumped out. Yeah, I'm very glad this card came up, because I don't think I talked about surrendering. Tower reversed also speaks about surrendering. Okay, so I have the Cupid. If you want to pause the video, copy this or read it for yourself. I'll read both these cards and their meanings from the book. Just want you to have this if you need it. Okay. Let's start with the Cupid. We send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. This card comes to you because the angels see your desire for romance. Instead of fixing the externals in your love life, they assist you internally. The angels say that romance springs from falling in love with life itself. When you let the angels awaken this love within you, you naturally attract and experience more romantic love in your relationships. Additional meanings: surround yourself with romantic beauty such as roses and candles. Give any emotional hurt to the angels. Ask Archangel Michael to help you release any painful attachments to previous or current lovers. Clearly decide what you desire in your love life. Affirm, it is safe for me to love and be loved. It is safe for me to love and be loved. It is safe for me to love and be loved. Okay? And then we have release and surrender. We shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands, arms, and heart to our love and assistance. The angels bring this card to you because you've been trying to fix this situation single handedly. They'd love to help you and answer your prayers, but first you need to surrender and release the situation. Surrender simply means that you're tired of struggling. It means emotionally letting go, with faith that the divine wisdom of spirit, which includes your higher self, can do a better job. Surrender doesn't mean that you're giving up or that you want to be controlled. Through surrender, you'll be assured of a better outcome. If you need help with surrender, ask the angels to assist you. Additional meanings for this card: don't worry about how your prayer will be answered. Let the universe figure out the details. Be willing to ask for help. Release tension and the need to control, and things will get better. Avoid power struggles in your relationship. Simply own your power and you won't have to fight for it. All right, Aquarius, this is the reading I have for you. Yeah, that's all for this week, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.